Alright, hello and welcome. We back. Well, I don't know, we never went anywhere, but no regular stream today, or no streams during the day today. Due to the construction, though they finished around 3 o'clock, so I don't know, maybe I'll just do streams in the afternoon. Not quite sure yet. Beard hairs. Alright, so where we left off on Sunday, we sort of sketched out the size that we're looking for. And then making some letters here. So we got a letter R. And I think at this size, if I'm going to be doing this by hand at first, we'll probably just leave this way. We know that it'll interlace just fine. It's a straight line, doesn't stop inside any of the loops, so no problems with that. Taking it to Inkscape, I think we'll probably change this to a double interlace just to make it a little more interesting. Okay. So I'm actually gonna tape that down just to hit my stuff there. So okay, but yeah, let's tape this down so it doesn't keep curling. Alright. A couple more pieces of tape here. Oops, but I taped it one square over, so let's... There we go. And there we go. Not quite, apparently. Okay, so now that's set down here, and we're all mostly good. We got the letter R done, like I was saying, so now we gotta get a letter E. So let's so we've got this EA thing going on here. That's actually surprising. So this R that I traced was about the size that I wanted. Actually, like, the more I can pull this stuff, like, close, I would like to put some space in between the words, so I'm not too concerned if, the E only ends up being like this, and the A, E and A end up just taking up these three, and then we move the L in one, so. Okay, let's look at some letters. I need to get, like, little sticky tabs so I can, more quickly. Though I suppose I pretty much opened up right to it. I suspect as I use this, it will develop little folds in the spines on each of these like main pages. Alright, so here are the E's. I feel like I want to use something like this because it is E and then A. Now, probably the assumption here was this would make the EA, what is that? EA letter. No, that's AE. I want EA. Ligature. A front unrounded vowel. Huh. Is there not actually an EA? Oh. I guess it doesn't matter. No. Not the Korean symbol. Interesting. Well, EA and AE are two different letters and or words depending on what language and what time period you're talking about. So EA is apparently the Old English word for for running water. Where are those scissors? Right here. So yeah, the construction wasn't too bad, all things considered. Yeah, I wonder if I could get E, A, and L all in here. Let's just do another quick little retrace. Maybe I'll also figure out a better setup. I should go to Amazon and look up their basic mic here, because I bet they've got a buy this together thing with the mount that fits on the bottom of the thing here. You can sort of see, yeah, right here. There's that hole there is threaded. And yeah, might be worth looking into, because then I can see if I can't rearrange my setup here, especially since like I said on Sunday, and like I talked about on Facebook recently, I will be streaming less frequently for the foreseeable future. No, so about the job interview, it is 9 a.m. this Friday, and apparently they're just looking for an early shift. So I think he was saying 5 to 9 a.m. Which means it's probably just, set up and or unloading the truck or whatever, so definitely skills that are within my wheelhouse. So I've definitely done them before. Actually, pretty much all of my retail experience is, So I'm going to take the bar here and, connect it to the A. So that theoretically won't impact... No, that would make it ED. So it shouldn't impact, I wouldn't stream in the morning then. I would stream, I would guess, in the afternoons. JL. Yeah, but all of these L's are too big. Now, I suppose, why not? Rather than look at Bane, who's like, this letter is from the Book of Kells, I can just go directly to the Book of Kells here and stay stuck. I can find the letter L and, find one that looks like it's about the right size. Which is probably not a bad idea for all of the letters. These are too small. It's a capital L, though. Here we go. I was like, wait a minute. There's a bunch of zoom, they have close-ups. That L looks like... a little bit bigger. That's the same size, isn't it? Well, no. So compared to the R, oh, it's like way tiny. It's half the size. So let's punch in my camera now. Let's say like maybe up to here. Oh, yeah, you couldn't have seen any of that. Sorry. I don't know why I'm putting that too far away. Just stick a page in there. Yeah, actually the spacing on that looks pretty good. We'll start the A where I was going to start it anyway. Now we have this nice space too. So a little more tape. little piece here. Didn't want to cover up the L. Or sorry, not the L. Didn't want to cover up the bottom of the R. Did it again. If I did something like that, and then we could do something like this. It's a little bit better. It's not going to come flying up. That's for dang sure. All right, so there we go. We got our first word done. Looks pretty good, I'd like to say. So you should also see some changes in my Twitch page. So if you scroll down, you should see that looks different. It doesn't look too good yet, but I'm slowly learning how to do the Twitch Markdown stuff. So that's my goal for the construction anyway, is to make my Twitch landing page look better, as well as like the Nightbot, which will pop up periodic messages. So just 1 minute. All right, there we go. We'll just put the S over that when we get there. Okay. So now we need an A. Oh, man, we got tons of space. The other thing I was doing today, a friend of mine shared a list of grants, fellowships, and calls for exhibition. Let's see if I can find it in a quick way. Artist Grants and Opportunities, the complete guide to 2020's art grants and opportunities. It's also probably not actually complete, but you know, it's got like, when was this posted? Because like there's a bunch of these that were, you know, you had to apply today. Anyway, so here's the link. So yeah, I was just digging through that. There's, I don't know, 200 something maybe? It's pretty long scroll down to the bottom. If you're just going down. But yeah, so you've got retreats, grants, or residencies, grants, and calls for exhibition. So I went through, looked at a bunch that I thought I could qualify for, and now we're gonna sort of go through, see. I've got like 5 or 6 that need to have stuff submitted by January 15, so I'm gonna focus on those ones tomorrow and see, you know, what if I've got a chance, or even if I can, even if I think I don't have a chance, if I could just get, just submit to it. And if they don't use it, then, no big whoop. Okay, so for the A, I'm feeling some type of, like, key pattern. So like this, I'll probably end up making, like, this come down and sort of interlace through. So this one will be all, like knotwork. This one will be a little more geometric, and then more spirals. So S obviously has got space for 2. The E, you can put a spiral in up here, similar to C's, because we already called those. You have C spirals and C breaks and S breaks for making spirals. So just trying to see if there's a good. So like I use something like this, as my little test sketch, but let's see if we got other options. That was right, the A's on this side. Which one of these has a nice, like, key pattern? I still think we'll go something like that. Here. Okay, so that's about the size that we've got to work with. So I like the crossbar idea on the top here, because I kind of want to pull the T into this as well. Something like this, and then bring something across here. Yeah. Do it like this. Well, I mean, I like this idea. Zoom in a little. I like the. Dang it. Something like that. Kind of like. Like somehow to figure out how to get because I want the actual like path here to make that A outline. Is that making sense? So like you come in, do something here, then you would come out, up, and down. Okay, so let's work backwards. Obviously, you can't go up that way. So now I have one in, one out. So we bring this here. Yeah. Then you go to here. Something like this. Now I've got the A making that shape. And then we'll have, you know, the T will be resting on top, so it'd go like this. Or, you know, we might change that as well. Okay, well, let's just... I don't remember which side is the... It's probably this side, because it was, you know, theoretically rolled in so that the trace side is on the inside. Just a little piece of tape. I'm actually going to leave the cross piece off. See what ends up happening with the letter T here. Okay. So we got the letter A done. Tape him down there. Do 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 do. Put another piece of tape down here since keep it down. We'll leave the E, sorry, the T smaller. You're already measured off. Okay. This time I didn't close the book, so I'm already right, just the right spot. T. Now, are these T's correctly sized? Yeah, actually. You can't see it, and I don't have, like, literally everything keeps... Part of the other reason why is that I feel like I probably need to rethink my setup is I just keep bumping into everything around me. So I don't know where I should put all of this stuff. Keyboard, area to draw, two very large books, microphone, camera. Where's it on the other side? Oh. Oh, you think it's from... Yeah, it is. That's the orange. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Let's keep pulling off little bits of tape. T. I think I just whacked the microphone with my A-T-O. Good enough. All right. Were there any N-O contractions. Though I guess if I'm going for a more key pattern, like I shouldn't use this T, should I? No. I should use like this letter T. It fell down. I don't actually know. Again, you can't see it because I've got like not enough space to actually move this book. Like it hits the monitors if I try and push this far enough forward. Like I can't. Like I can pull this back more, but it's causing problems of its own. Mainly because if I. Oh. Right. Duh. Great. Now it's wedged. I really just yeah, pretty much. Need to find a different place for the modem down here because it's a real causing problems. Because I don't have enough cable to put it anywhere that isn't tangled up in the arm here. Okay, let's erase this. Okay, look at that though. You are an appropriate size. No, you're too small. But honestly, that's fine for now. We can deal with that different time. Making everything bigger. Alright, there we go. So we got a letter O. Really does not like focusing on this tracing paper here. Hey, there we go. Once again, I don't know why all of a sudden now it's deciding that we gotta have the flash out all the time. So there really hasn't been any change in the overall lighting here. Alright. How good is my small vision? The answer is not good. my fine motor movement also isn't really... Don't know what to tell you. It's exactly the same. Oh, lost the T. Just tape that down. Why not? Alright. So I'll tape that down for now. Let's tape it down outside of where I expect to put stuff. Well, we'll have to make that better anyway. Yeah, you can see my ability to divide space by eye is legendary. Nice and even. Whatever. It's just to get some ideas down on the paper, not be done with it today. Actually, all of these are way off. Yeah, probably. Not quite sure. you know, so I don't end up rubbing off all of the other letters. Even using ruler, I can't make squares. Oh yeah, for sure. So there's, we got like an O. I don't know, bring it like this. Not sure. We'll just do something like that. So now, letter M, huh? I feel like it should come out of here. good, nice parallel lines. Like that, maybe? Kind of like it. Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of wild ones. But on the one hand, they're all kind of too big to, well, none of them are just right sized. Plus, they're more spirally, so... Well, yeah, that's sort of what I've done. Was have it come out of the O here. But that only really solves one of my arm problems with the, for the letter O here. I'm definitely gonna need, well, I mean, I got one more, I got 4 arms so far. So I gotta figure out what I want to do. Oh, excuse me, with, I mean, obviously we can make the T bigger, have like this come up and form the crossbar. You could even have this come down here. So that like kind of solves this side. I don't really know what to do with this one though. Well, I mean, I suppose on the other hand, I have all of this currently unused space around here. So like, and unused space up here as well. So if it doesn't... nothing fits nicely, I can always, you know, poke it into somewhere else. You know what I mean? Alright, S. I think the easiest way to start the S is just like this. It's S-like, but not great. So let's erase this guy here. But that's going to do that, which isn't better. All right, how do I connect these spaces? Oh, you can't see it. All right. Yeah, but I also need to make it so it doesn't also read like an X, which it sort of does right now. Alright, so where could we... I mean, so obviously it has to come out here and there. So like that part's... I don't know. I do not have real like control at this level. So like something like that, but better. And then, you know, of course, this and this would connect. I mean, I suppose if it didn't look too weird, you could have this come up into here. Or, sorry, from here. So this leg goes up there, this one, you know, so it would... Then you just, you know, go over here. Connect it that way. I mean, I suppose I drew it, so my first reaction is that doesn't look like an M, but... Like, that doesn't read as an M. I mean, I guess. But, I mean, that's a Celtic M. Or, in some places it's a Celtic M. Or even, you know, we got Bane here with, you know, that guy is an M. If I saw this in the wild, I'd say that's an N with a fancy little diddly bop. Or whatever, serif, I suppose, is the correct term. But no, so, well, I don't know, the ANs are very, you know, like, specifically that. So, like, the A cuts all the way through. Here's another example. No. And if I saw this, I would never put this together for being A and N. I'd go AE or AU maybe, but my first thought would not be AN. All right, well, how would you make this more M-like? Because I mean, my first thought was very spirally, but I don't want to mix my yeah. Suppose there is that. but I don't want to mix motifs in the words. So if A is gonna be more, you know, maze key form, 45, 90-degree angles, I don't want to stick a very spirally M inside that. Now, if it did something like that, does that read more? Yeah, so my thought is use, so like this one is going to be more like it's knot work or vine work up here. Triple straight ends, huh? And then, you know, angular key stuff here, and then lots of spirals because I got S's and E's, you know, a lot of overhanging things that can, you know, the serifs can wrap around into spiral pieces. Well, they don't really have it at the top. So his straight line stuff is these ones. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of spaces. The S obviously just opens itself up naturally for spirals. C's, you know, R, you know, lowercase r, stuff like that. So like this one, like from Linda's farm, could always do a W upside down. Not that I guess he's got any. Well, we got this W, but go about. No, that's. Like I've only just started stuff. No, if I gotta just tear a whole letter out and make a new one, at this point, not really an issue. I would say it's probably gonna be a little too small to start off with, but that's, you know, we can embiggen it later. Embiggen's a perfectly cromulent word. think that's part of the reason why it didn't look quite Okay, so now there's an idea. So again, I still like this idea of it. Just ripped a hole in that piece. Oh well. The idea of it coming here. So then this would go away. And then we would take this guy and bring it like all the way over like that. Well, bottom bar, but yes, I think we had the similar ideas here. So now we got much more emular shape here. Probably end up actually squeezing the S over, but you know, again, this is just the basic layout. Probably have to make it a little taller, but again, no... Well, the M and the S are on the same piece, but I could just cut it right here and move it over. Plus, it still has to go down on, you know, I've got this piece, and then once all that looks really good, then I've got the actual, you know, the grid under everything here. You can sort of see it on I'll flip this over. You can kind of see the grid under everything. So plenty of time and space to move stuff around. I'll just tape you down there and tape you over here. Clip. Alright, so how to do the K? Oh, yes, I'm not concerned about this step looking like crap. I mean, so far we've moved from this and this and this to, you know, this part looks nearly done. Probably what I'll end up doing is connecting this up to the we'll have it come up to the E here, but so I am unconcerned that it is messy right now. And this will be a nice, like, real, you know, good excuse, quote unquote, to, oh, hey, you know, I remember to plug in my, not that I suppose you can see my face anyway, because the camera, like I said, the camera is in the wrong spot, but I don't know exactly where it needs to be. Like, here, this, it all looks like it's in the wrong spot. I think it's actually falling down this way now that I look at it. Ooh. Oh, you want a earthquake simulator? Hey, alright. Oh, dang it. Probably should have done this not on stream, but Happy New Year. I don't know if that's... You say better. Oh, I guess it is a little bit better. And then we just... Whoop. Though I am now... I guess I didn't really use this space too much, but... Got, it's like 20 inches now over here that isn't being used, and I feel like we're... If I zoom this out, yeah. I'll make some adjustments to that tomorrow while I'm not on stream, but there we go. Now we're... You can see the top of my head and my receding and thinning hairline. Yeah, I don't know. I've been debating if this is the year I should just start cutting it all off. It's 1-to-1. The thickness of my beard is directly proportional to the thinness of the hair on the top of my head. Alright. So now let's letter K. I mean, it may not surprise you, but I don't think it works that way. But alright, so how can we make the letter K interesting? I know how. So we would have it come up here, and then it would flow down this way. So, however we decide to connect it to the previous letter. I did. I waited until, years after looking at the top of my head every time I got out of the shower and be like, should you be able to see that much scalp? And I was telling myself for a while, I'm like, oh, that much scalp. That's pretty normal, right? So here's my first idea for the K, is to have it just go around one time. A little boring, but it's also not the first. It's also not the first letter, so it doesn't need to be the most interesting. Exactly. That's the other reason why I've been thinking about getting in front of just shave the head sooner rather than later. I have seen my grandmother's hair, which is the best predictor of what your hair is gonna look like. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is that like, I don't want to get too deep into it. I guess it's the last letter. It could have a little extra flair. Maybe something like put in a triangle over here. Just a little bit. Well, so that gives it like a little more interesting. Though, now that you bring it up. Yeah, I mean, I would do it both on both sides. This is just this is a reminder for me for when we make these when I make them look nicer, to add a little bit of flair. But back to your idea. Filling this in. Maybe. So how would we do that? So we would actually, I think we would want to do it here. And here. Wait, actually, better idea. Something like this. So we do want to keep the K shape a little more. A little more robust. So let's make that triangle a bit bigger. And I actually think for this one, only put this on the bottom. I think if I match on both sides similarly, it's gonna look a lot less like the letter K than only filling in the bottom part. You know, I should take these letters. I should really actually bust out the West-Tech paper because it's all pre-gridded, and I've got tons of it. So I could definitely make some very, you know, specific paths. But what is the, hang on, this Streamlabs, I saw this today. Streamlabs merch. How does this work? So that was another thing I did actually find, or was looking into today, is, you know, the program I use to stream is called Streamlabs. Streamlab OBS. It's basically an overlay for OBS Studio. Unsurprisingly, I forget what OBS stands for, but it's a lot. It feels a lot nicer to use than OBS did. So, but they've got a built-in merch store similar to Redbubble. So I might, well, not might. I should definitely put stuff on there. Yeah, right. But I think that's going to be a good place to stop. I've got 2 words done. I don't think I'm going to finish the last word in an hour, though I suppose I only need to come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I need to do 7 letters, and it took me 90 minutes to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe it'll take an hour, but I don't know. Keep that content drip coming along. Plus, I'm in square brain. I need to get into spiral brain. My thought right now is for the S, you know, obviously spiral, spiral, and then actually have a second one. So this would be a 2-arm spiral. So have the other arm come out and then come into the E. So like come up E, and then that comes, you know, and then spirals out up into the R. I don't know. I still say, even the fact that Zelda Wand of Gamelon is one of the CDI games, and it's one of the less well-known Zelda games, it's still a Zelda game, you know. You talk to a random person at an anime convention or a gaming convention or something, or generally in nerd culture, and you're like, you like Zelda? And they're like, yeah. What are your thoughts on the CDI games? Though probably are aware of the memes of the CDI, Wand of Gamelon, and anyway. Oh, you thought that was a face, huh? Yeah, you really think it's a face over there. Well, you know, let's just clip off a bit of... Yeah, it could be a bit bigger. Move the, I think the E is probably a good size, but move this down a little more so it, like, does something like this. So this would come up and this would go down. Something like that, maybe. mean, to be fair, I don't really intend to actually use calligraphy here, so... So I was thinking capitals, and then most of the rest of the letters would just be 2/3. The size. L, T, K, you know, sort of. Well, I think you know me well enough to know that I will risk their wrath. I'll risk their wrath and then claim ignorance. I never learned calligraphy. I don't know what the rules are. I'm sorry if I broke them. Please forgive me. So I'm just going to take a quick little... sketch of this idea. We'd have another one peel off. Conveniently, there are no laws about calligraphy that I know of. Doesn't really look like a good eye, does it? Yeah, you can see all the squiggles. My hands are shaking a little bit, apparently. Little finger tremors. So yeah, here's my basic idea for how I want to sort of lay this out. Not sure I like how the R turned out, though. But that's just my literal, you know, 5-minute quick sketch here before ending the stream. Yeah, so I think that's going to do it for me for today. I think, not certain, but they will probably finish up with the construction around 2 or 3 o'clock each day. So I may do afternoon streams. I don't actually know yet what I'm going to put in the backgrounds. Probably depends on how everything else ends up looking like, or what everything else ends up looking like. But I'll take a quick little picture here. Apparently we're gonna get flash because I don't know why it decided it needs flash all the time. Yeah, I mean, there's a, like I said, I did keep space all along the outside. So I mean, there's a bunch of space there, and then there's this large, there's a big chunk here, space here that I'm sure will get bigger as the services is probably not going to take up this much space. It's probably going to shrink in a little. Similar to most of these letters are probably too far apart as well. So these will get closer together, a little more centered. Well, if I was if I had the little microscopic vision and I felt comfortable dividing this into 4, I could put the same thing. I could put it all in letter blocks, all in the middle. Yeah, I'm not. I can focus. I can focus this close. It's probably about 10 inches. Is closer than that. There's a real, yeah. Yeah. If it's any closer than that point, I start to get weird headaches. Yeah. Nope. Currently, I've still got, I don't know, this much space. I can still hold my phone regularly, but I will eventually be like my parents at some point, fully extended. But that's not today, and who knows? Maybe by that point, I can just get my regular eyeballs scooped out and replaced with bionic eyeballs. And, I'll have like 1,000 times, optical zoom in them or some sci-fi thing. You're probably luckier today, where everything stays in a pretty close distance. But, yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it for me for tonight. I will maybe be back tomorrow in the afternoon. But, yeah. Otherwise, going to spend the time not streaming, making my Twitch layout look nicer. Probably work more on my logo, which I don't like the way the Inkscape one turned out. It's too lumpy. But it's also things that not particularly interesting to watch me stream, since there's not, I'm not doing anything new. And then yeah, work on this Streamlabs and stuff for Redbubble, I think. Hopefully start those income streams to come in. But yeah, otherwise,